Okay. What we're going to do is modify our cheap little cen-tech handheld metal detector from Harbor Freight. I've already modified it a little bit because I wasn't happy with the switch that they gave me. Kept crapping out on me. So I replaced it with a push on, push off. It's not beeping right now because I got the piezo speaker buzzer thing out right now. But what I'm going to add, I'm going to quiet this down because they're way too loud. Anybody that's got or watched a video with one of these things in action, you know that this thing is annoyingly stupid loud. So I'm going to quiet that down just by literally putting a piece of electrical tape over it. It mutes it pretty good. And I have this little tiny vibration motor right here. It's from Radio Shack. Part number 2730107. We're going to incorporate that into the system. And what else? Oh, I'm going to replace this switch with a smaller one. I had to cut into this piece, and it's kind of clicky, so I got a new one of those too. It's much softer. Got some epoxy to glue it all together. Soldering iron's heating up, and we'll get back to you when we got something accomplished. Right now we just got a mess. Stay tuned. Oh, sorry, I forgot to let you know about the button too. This one's called a SPST, push on, push off, on, off. The ones that come with these things, you have to hold it. And they're made out of cheap, like aluminum and pot metal, and it's really thin. And a short time after you start using it, it doesn't want to work anymore. So these work really well. They're like $3.50. Any one of these components that we're putting in, anything that comes in a bag like this from Radio Shack is typically between $3 and $4. This you could actually strip out of an old cell phone, you know, if you're destructive and or handy, or an old pager or whatever you wanted to take it out of. Not a big deal. But we're just going to solder it in line with this, and this goes in line with this, and then we epoxy glue them in. I was going to rebuild the whole thing into a different box, but they really have the optimum size box because you see the size of the circuit board. It's pretty much taken up the entire box that they put it in, and there's not much room. They could have made the circuit board smaller, which would have helped, but they didn't. So we got this. And the only fat you can trim off of the whole thing is right here, but that's where the battery goes. So this is really the size box you want. Well, what comes with it. And then I thought about taking a length of this, you know, getting rid of this piece, or even using this existing piece, but extending these little wires, you know, onto like a corded phone line kind of a thing, and attach a clip here that it could clip to, make my own little white trash Sun Pro pinpointer. We'll see, maybe our next project. Okay, so we did it. We put the smaller switch in line, took the larger clickier switch out, and this one's sort of a soft. Oops. Okay, it's on a stainless steel table, so I guess that part works. We connected the battery for a test run. We've got the positive and negative coming off the board here. Negative is paired up with the negative for the motor, going to the negative side that I mistakenly broke off earlier on the noisemaker. I tried to put an inline volume control on this, but I think I got the wrong ohms or something, probably because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So over here we just, again, inline, put all three of the reds together. Now I'm thinking I'm going to leave this, instead of mounting it where it used to go, right here on the other side, I'm going to mount it somewhere with this to keep it inside. Maybe that'll quiet it down as well. I'll see how quiet it is and maybe still tape over it, you know. It's just real easy to tape it because it quiets it right down, and surprisingly. But more modifications. Be right back. So here's what the inside of the finish looks like. I chose to glue the little electric vibration motor to the inside of the shaft. I did put a small piece over the hole on the piezo noisemaker there. I can't really call it a speaker, all it does is buzz, a little buzzer, whatever you want to call it. And then I put some of this 1-minute epoxy, 2-part epoxy that they tell you to mix, and it sets up pretty quick. It doesn't completely dry totally, you can still work with a little bit. I actually smeared some of this when it skinned over like this. I smeared some of it over the hole. It's still loud, you know, but we're going to close it up. But this is what it looks like. For now, I can change and fix anything I wanted. I also smeared some of that epoxy over my bare wires, because there's no way in heck I was going to get any type of electric tape to stick to that efficiently or effectively. It wouldn't do any damn good anyway. So that's the vibration motor in line with the buzzer. If I get sick of the buzzer altogether, I'll just disconnect it and just run on the buzzer, the vibration. We're going to put it in. I put the switch in. So we're going to put it back together and show you the finish. Here it is. It's all screwed back together. Just had to take these 4 screws out to get it apart. There's our button. LED light still works. You can see you get close enough to metal. It's not as loud, not even nearly. It used to come out of this hole directly. You see we can get, seems to be more sensitive too for some reason with the motor. I can get an inch away, dial it in dial it in, back it off, keep it right there, and wow, we're a foot high. Maybe because it's such a big table. And that's all it took. Whoops, too sensitive. And that whole project, shut up. And the best thing about it is you don't have to hold the button to keep it on, like if it was new they do that, you know. So it gives a good, I don't know if you can hear the vibration, but I can sure feel it. It tickles. Yeah, that's it. You don't have to hold it to keep it on. It stores, kind of like the size, the way it is. You know, it fits comfortably in the, I use like a tool pouch, you know, for my finds bag. And this fits perfectly in the leather strappy spot where you would normally keep a tape measure. So, does alright. A little light on there, does fine. Nice and bright. Until the next project. That's how to fix your, now we're about equal to the what is it, the white's bullseye? You know, with the on-off, the vibrate. It cost us an extra, let's see, that was $3.50. The motor was $4, so $7.50 so far, on top of the $16 we spent buying this stupid thing. There you go.